Hello. My microphone was not plugged in. Apologies, apologies. all right, all right. I'll play the song again and then say hello to everyone again. I think this is a good thing because I kind of messed up the intro music because I had to tune my ukulele, and I'm running a little late. let's do this. Okay. Well, it's morning tea with CJ, morning tea with me. Let's browse the web and see what's new. Yeah, you and me. Well, it's morning tea with CJ, morning tea with me. Let's browse the web and see what's new. Yeah, you and me. I messed up the last chord. Welcome to the show. Apologies about the no sound. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Julian. Hello, Yasser. Hello, Coder Book, formerly known as True Coder. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Ephesian Testanel. Hello, Kaizen Media. Hello, Anand. Hello, Coder Book, which I already said hello to. Hello, Massimiliano. Hello, Bob's Paradox. Hello, Satya. Hello, Yasser. Hello, Samjon. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Farid. Hello, Vishal. Hello, Renzo. Hello, Ayub. Hello, Jeremiah. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Rude Road. Did I say hello? Hello, Danielle. And then just a flurry of people telling me that they cannot hear me. Hello, Sergi. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Alessandro. Hello, Khalil. Hello, Yanni or Johnny. Hello, Marcin. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Marco. Hello, Khalil. Okay. I just gotta catch up. There are literally 100 messages. Not literally. There are a lot of messages, people telling me they can't hear me. Hello, Bubba Gump. Hello, Pranjal. Hello, Krisu. And Alessandro says hello from Italy. That's awesome. Welcome. Hello, Morgan. Hello, Dusan. Hello, Atonis. Okay. Welcome to the show. Apologies about the technical difficulties. This is a show called Morning Tea, where I browse the web, see what's new, and maybe try to code something or implement something with some library that I find. I'm totally open to, if you have any JavaScript, web, or coding or tech-related news, feel free to throw it in the chat, and I might check it out on the stream. Last time, this turned into a bit of a Q&A. I only ended up clicking like 3 or 4 links and then just talked to the chat and answered a bunch of questions, so I'm happy to do that as well. If you go to github.com/codinggarden/morning-t, you can see all of the past episodes. You can see last episode, some of the things we found and talked about and clicked on, some of the suggestions from the chat. We're going to do the same thing today, and we're going to start with r/JavaScript. So I like to browse Reddit and just like click on some links. Marco in the chat, hello, says, I want to say thanks for the React leaflet video. You are very welcome. I made that a while back. I forget what the website is, because that's actually really cool to see. I want to bring that up really quick. Coding Garden React leaflet. Yeah, so I built like a maps app. Here it is, guest.map. It might take a second to load because the server has to spin up. I actually haven't visited this in a while, but you can go to this website and basically just like leave a message and it'll put a dot on your location. It's like a modern guest book that shows where all the people are. Yeah, we'll let that load in the background. Cool. Hello from Europe, Scotland, Poland. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Julian Nichols, you're absolutely right. So I can't believe I didn't give you a shout out, but last episode was Code Katas, and I organized the repo. If you go to github.com/codinggarden/code-katas, I basically organized all of this to have actual like episode names in the descriptions here, and the README now has links to all the katas that I've solved, as well as links to the video. And we built this nice little app. Shout out to Alka for making a pull request with some style updates, where you can like filter by, let's say you only want to see problems that I've solved that are 7Q. You can click that and go to them. But I totally forgot, if you look at issues, something that Julian had suggested 23 days ago, and this what's initially gave me the idea. Initially, I had them labeled as like dates, and we kind of figured it out on the stream how to do it, but absolutely this idea came from Julian. Thank you so much, Julian. And I'll link to the website that we made. This is pretty cool. I think eventually the idea is in the mobile app that we're building, we'll have a nice little area of the app like this where you can see katas, totally open to pull requests where people can contribute like the timestamps of individual solutions. So then you'd be able to go to a specific solution that I solved. So that'll be cool. There's this. Cool. Oh, Pranjal went to a Flutter workshop. It might be interesting to talk about Flutter. I don't know. Oh, look at all the things on the map. That's awesome. But I don't know if there's anything new with Flutter, but Flutter is a platform for building native apps that came out of Google. Flutter 1.0 was released. When was this? Back in December. Maybe we can talk about that a little. Extra. Cool. Raphael is asking, what are view hooks? I don't think view hooks are a thing, at least as much as I know. I know React hooks are a thing. There are lifecycle hooks in Vue.js, like when your component is mounted, when it's created, when it's destroyed. They're basically functions that you can tap into and do something when those events happen. Those are called lifecycle hooks. Those are different from React hooks, which are a new thing that just, I think, finally got released. Sergio is saying I should check out GitHub Explorer. do it. I'm going to put that there to check out as well. Trending JavaScript. Oh. Like that. That's definitely something. Look, this is great. That's probably a source of what I might pick for something to use or implement as well. Cool. Monda just said, I remember when CJ got 500 subs. It's getting up there. I think I'm almost to 10K. It's funny, like, the higher the number goes, like, the more that you start to round. Because, like, a while ago, getting 300 subscribers would have taken, like, a month or two. But I'll probably be at 10,000 within the next month or so. If that. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Cool. All right, so I'm going to start on r/JavaScript, but then I'm going to start clicking the other stuff that was suggested as well. Whoa, this very first one, learn C and its lower level activity in your browser. Let's check it out. I made a simple virtual machine that runs C in the browser. This project is made as an experiment to see if C can be learned easier if the lower level is covered in parallel. Here's the sandbox. Cool, so you write C code, and you compile it, and then it actually shows you like the generated machine code, and you can just run through the program. Wow! This is like assembly code, not necessarily machine code. Because machine code is specific to like a processor. Machine code is more general that can be applied to different processors, I think. Cool. There was a link shared by Raphael. What hooks mean? Let me see. Is that related to Vue.js? It is different from lifecycle hooks. Oh no, don't do that. Is what they're telling me. What hooks mean for Vue? Hooks were introduced in React, sure. Why hooks in Vue? So are they using React hooks inside of a Vue app? Is that what we're saying? All right, I'll get back to this. I'm skeptical because what I think this person is just making a comparison between React hooks, like hooks that were introduced in React. Oh, this is Sarah Drasner. She actually lives in the Denver area. Making a comparison between React hooks and like what you can do with Vue. I don't know, but this C in the browser thing is pretty interesting. I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but essentially you write native C code on the left. It will compile it and then show you the outputted assembly language. And then on the right-hand side, you actually see like the computer's memory and can see what's happening in memory while this program is running. So that's really cool. Let's add this here. Tutorial part 1. Click this. Oh, hi there. Cool. I totally forgot. This is morning tea. I'm going to open up my canned tea. Drinking yerba mate classic gold. Still looking for a sponsorship from the Gayaki company if you're out there. Good stuff. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. You drinking coffee, tea, water? Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Elia is saying React 16.8 did happen this week, and that's where React hooks were introduced. So we can definitely talk about that. React 16.8, the one with hooks. Because it had been like in either like release candidate or like alpha for a while, and everybody, like there were even tutorials on it, but it wasn't actually like officially in the latest version yet, but now it is. Hello, Chandra, welcome to the stream. I missed a chat earlier. Hello, Khalil from Palestine. It's evening there. It's only not even lunchtime where I am. Cool. I keep jumping around. This C thing is cool. I don't think I'm going to go too far into it. So here's some C code. It just returns some maths. Okay. This talks you through it. It's actually really cool, especially like if you're a computer science student and you're just learning about lower level things like C. I'll link to it. Check it out. Learn its lower level interactively in your browser. Check it out if you want to learn some native code. What's happening here? Nope, not that. Here we go. Cool. Justin Angst is asking, what keyboard am I using? I shared it, I think maybe on last episode, but I'll grab an Amazon link real quick. It's just a very inexpensive mechanical keyboard, but it actually comes with switchable keys. I just wanted to try out using a mechanical keyboard, so it's like a good entry-level mechanical keyboard if you want to just try it out. Eating egg and cheese croissants. That's awesome. Yeah, right before the stream, I just had some groceries delivered. I'm going to make some potato and carrot hash with some like avocado on the side. It's going to be great after the stream. It's going to be like a brunch, a home brunch. But, oh. This is the keyboard that I used. I paid $35 for it on Amazon. It has RGB LEDs on it, switchable keys. It comes with a nice little key pulling tool and a detachable USB cable. So I'll share this link in the chat. But check it out. Yeah, people are telling me where they are, it's like the evening, so they shouldn't be drinking any caffeine. That's good. Cool. So this is interesting. Check that out. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this was actually linked on r/JavaScript. What hooks mean for Vue? Let's look at the comments, and then I will check that link out that was shared. Quick stretch. If you're watching from home and you've been sitting for a while, stand up maybe, stretch it out. Yeah, okay, let's take a look at that article that was shared. What hooks mean for Vue. And so this is by Sarah Drasner. Just published a couple days ago. Not to be confused with lifecycle hooks. So that's what I talked about at the beginning. Created, mounted, destroyed. Hooks were introduced in 16.7 alpha. Now they exist in 16.8. But the idea is mainly, instead of creating class components in React, you can create functional components that have state and can do things that require some sort of side effect, like an API request or like an AJAX call. But you can do that in functional components. And it greatly simplifies like setup and simplifies like ways of managing state in components. Stateless functional, well, technically stateless functional component, but they get to use state. Use state as a hook that you can use. Mainly, hooks offer a more explicit way to think of reusable patterns, one that avoids rewrites to the components themselves and allows disparate pieces of the stateful logic to seamlessly work together. And I can see the correlation between mix-ins, because you could create a hook and then reuse it in all these different components rather than like copy and pasting the class code or something like that. So it would definitely make code reusable in the React world. In terms of React, the problems was this. Classes were the most common form of components when expressing the concept of state. Stateless functional components were also quite popular, but due to the fact that they could only really render, their use was limited to presentational tasks. So like anytime you wanted state in your component, you pretty much had to make it a class component. So that's great, but now let's talk about hooks in Vue. Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think Vue needs hooks. Like, there are mix-ins. There are ways of defining methods and computeds in one place and then using them in any component you want. You also could just use the fact that it's just JavaScript and like create modules with functions that you import into different things. Well, Sarah thought the same thing, but after talking to Evan Yu, he pointed out a major use case I missed. Mixins can't consume and use state from one to another, but hooks can. This means that if we need chain encapsulated logic, it's now possible with hooks. Hooks allow us to pass state from one to the other, and they make it explicit where the logic is coming from. It's true, things can get confusing with mixins because it can't be clear like where something's coming from. Okay, let's see an example, which is not loading. Let's take a look at the live demo created by Evan. Okay, we bring in Vue. We have with hooks, use state, and use effect all coming in from Vue hooks. Use window width is a custom hook that's being created where they are taking the window's inner width and putting it into some sort of state variable. And the way a hook works is it gives you back an array with two things in it, the property itself and a function for updating it if you want to update it. So basically what they're doing is they're creating this tiny little encapsulated piece that keeps track of the window width, and you can use that in any other component. So basically, they have some plain old event listeners here listening for when the window is resized, and when it is, they update state to be the latest width. And this is just one nice little function that can now be reused, and we always give you the window width, but even if the window is resized. Okay, so here we create a component called with hooks. It also has its own state, which is just like, I'm guessing, a counter, right? So they're calling that count. They have set count so they can update it if they need to. And then to use the hook, you just call it in your function. And now this is something you might not have seen in a Vue app, but this is basically like a stateless functional component in React. H is your like create element function. And so the render function here is creating a div that has a span and a button nested inside of it, and then also a div inside of it that says what the window width is. So that's cool. This is what you get. You have count. You have width that should be updating when the window width is changing. Yeah, I would still just use a mix-in. I don't know. It's not the best example, I don't think. Cool. And so in her example, she created, I guess, prevent scroll, which is a custom hook, or no, this is just a function. Yeah, custom hook called prevent scroll. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too, like, pessimistic. It doesn't look that great. Like, I could do the same thing with Vue and not have all this weird hook stuff. I don't know. I don't know. What do you all think? I'll link to the example. Cool. Yana says, can you make a Chrome extension for the Quick Stretch app? It would be possible. I know there's some out there. Like break timer. There's break timer. Let's see more extensions. Break helper. break stretch. Take a break. Remind you to take a break while surfing. Well, that looks weird. It would be doable. And it might be fun. I don't know. Yeah, comment in the chat. Everyone wants to become a hooker nowadays. I don't know if that's true, but that might be one reason why you would want to use hooks in either Vue or React. Cool. I'm going to click like one more link on r/JavaScript, and then we'll move on to another subreddit or some other links that have been shared. A time box day by day, 100 days of code front-end development curriculum. Let's check it out. Go away. This is a somewhat opinionated curriculum for learning front-end development during 100 days of code. It covers a wide range of front-end development topics, and it can be thought of as more of a survey-style course rather than a deep dive. Cool. Yes, how do we get to it? Learning the basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. All right. What's happening? How do we get to the curriculum? Or is this is the curriculum? Where do I see like day 1, day 2, day 3, or there's just like 100 links? Interesting. I think it's just like a really good survey of a lot of resources out there for learning about coding. Starts with the basics, HTML, CSS, moves on from there, so that's cool. Yeah, I have seen people on Twitter doing the 100 days of code thing. My face when I'm waiting for the project to build, but then it fails. Funny. Hashtag 100 days of code. Yeah, I think there is a Twitter account. I don't know if that's the official one. Is this the official 100 days of code and help for developers? Yeah, they've got 32,000 followers. I have seen people adding at Coding Garden whenever they mention they're doing 100 days of code. So that's interesting. I write code at my job every day. I guess this is more of like distinct practice of certain like front end or like just coding topics in general. Yeah. Is there a GitHub? Yeah. 100daysofcode.com. 2 main rules. Code a minimum of an hour every day for the next 100 days. Tweet your progress every day. This is cool. So this is for like people like learning to code or maybe wanting to get into code. I code for like 8 hours a day because that's my day job. I guess it is cool to like if you want to learn other tech or certain libraries or something like that. I like it. You should do it. 100 days of code. It was right there, the schedule. No. No, I'm just talking about like on this Medium article that got shared. Like, yes, this is the schedule, but I thought maybe they had specific challenges for specific days. But yeah, I think they're giving you topics that you should cover, but you still have to come up with what you're going to do with each of those things. That's mainly what I was talking about. Yeah, because there's a project ideas section. Yes, so the GitHub link that was shared by Rudro, this is like I guess like the official GitHub page. Oh wait, no. This is the GitHub page from the article I was just looking at. But if you look at project ideas, it potentially has things that you can do with all of the different things that you choose to do. Yeah, and it looks like they're fleshing this out. Like, it doesn't have too many ideas just yet. Yeah. And I have seen, I think it's like 30 Days of JavaScript by Wes Boss. Yeah, JavaScript 30. This is it's more specific to JavaScript, but he has like 30 videos and 30 different little things to try and build. So like this is more like if you have no idea what to do, maybe do this. A lot of these do require a bit more prior knowledge. So the one here is just talking about like building up from the basics. But if you already know a bit, this is definitely one to check out because it has all sorts of little cool project ideas that you could try and do. And he typically shows you the idea and then he'll make a video of him solving it, but typically you would try to solve it without watching what he does. Yeah, free code camp is another good thing. Like if you're really just trying to code for 100 days, why not do something like this? Like they have a full online curriculum. Eventually you start building projects for like nonprofits and stuff like that. So I would check this out too. Question from Raphael, what do you do for work, CJ? I work at a consultancy. So we build products, applications for startups, small businesses, large businesses, enterprises, essentially anyone that wants a custom app built with React and Node on the back end, maybe MySQL database or Mongo database. The tech stack sort of varies. We're sort of centered on JavaScript, but we build custom applications for people that need them. And I'm a lead full stack developer, so I work all through the stack. On a project that I was just on, I was mainly front end, but on projects that I've just got moved on to, I'm doing both back end and front end. Basically, custom development for people that need it. Cool. All right, let's move on to first, let's talk about this guest map because I talked about that at the beginning. This was an app that I built a while back, and look at all of the dots on the map. So basically, if you go to this website, you can add a message, and first it will try and detect your location. Don't want it to do that. Go away. And then you can leave a message, and it'll leave a dot on where you left the message. So if you click on a message, you can see messages that people have left. There could be like lots of spam in here. I've not checked it in a while. But just people, I live in Northern California. Hey, great tutorial from Atlanta. Yo, great videos. Keep up the good work. Greetings. And there's somebody up here in Antarctica, in the middle of the ocean. Captain Tim says, help. It is possible if you go into the DevTools to change your location, so that's what some people might have done. Let's take another stretch. This person is in the middle of the ocean, cruising. Great work. Let's keep going. Are they on an island? No, I think they're just in the middle of the ocean. Learned so much from your streams. Love from Kenya. That's awesome. This is super cool. I really haven't looked at this in a long time. That's great. Cool. There was a question from Einbishian. How many custom apps do you build per month on average at work? We just have a lot of clients. So a product or a project build can range anywhere from like a couple months to like 6 months to a year. The project that I just worked on, I think in total was like a 6-month project. And then there are various smaller projects that come in where I'm like potentially splitting my time between projects. Like right now I'm on 2 different projects. One of them is set to end in like June or so. I don't know when the other one's going to end. And we do get some like augmentation work where like maybe it's a site that we didn't build, but somebody had somebody else build it for them, but now they want a bug fixed or a new feature added to it. We'll do that as well, and sometimes it'll just be like random work scattered throughout the day. Motivation is asking, how would you do a node.js web scraper on a website that loads the next page dynamically? You would probably use something like Puppeteer, because when you're doing scraping, the videos that I've done for scraping, and if you check them out on my channel, I think I have a playlist with most of the web scraping videos that I've done. Let's see. Web scraping. Web scraping. Yeah, I really don't like how when you're viewing this page, it like doesn't show you all of my playlists because I've created other playlists. But if you just search Coding Garden web scraping, you can see some of the videos that I've done. And all of the websites that I have scraped don't load data dynamically. Basically, if you were to look at the HTML source code of the page, all of the data that you would need is there. But there are websites that use JavaScript and are that work like the way that sites that I build, where it wouldn't be possible to scrape them that way because there isn't any data in the HTML when the page loads. JavaScript kicks in and like loads it dynamically. For something like that, you can use Puppeteer. That's spelled wrong, but maybe it'll find it. This one. Because this is what's called a headless browser. And so it's a browser that doesn't actually show any UI, but it will load a website and allow you to select elements from it after all of the CSS and JavaScript and everything else has loaded. And it actually runs the JavaScript inside of it. So it's pretty similar to how I do it with like Fetch and Cheerio, but it's all kind of built in. So like launch the browser, create a new page, go to a specific website. And then this has cool things like screenshot, but you also have the ability to like select elements inside of it. And you also have events like page has loaded, and that will be after all of the JavaScript has loaded. So you would do something like this. The other thing though is if the page is loading data dynamically, you might be able to watch the network requests and just call the same API that it's calling. A while back, like way back, I did an episode called Finding Undocumented APIs. This one, finding and using undocumented APIs. And the idea is I wanted to scrape a website, but everything was dynamic. So just by opening the network tab, I saw the AJAX requests that were being made, and I was able to just make those same requests from my own app and get all of the same data. So you can check that out. There's that one, and I'll share Puppeteer as well. Puppeteer, that one. Yeah, there used to be, not used to, it still exists. There's, it was called Phantom.js, and that was pretty popular for a while, but I think now it's deprecated, and most people use Puppeteer for basically loading all of the JavaScript on the page so that you can modify and select it and stuff like that. Cool. Raphael is asking, do I have any content on object-oriented JavaScript? Not really. I think it'd be good to create some. Yeah. Motivation is saying, I do have a video about Craigslist, and that was one of the scraping videos that I made. But if eBay is loading it dynamically, you might actually be able to open up the network tab and see what kind of requests are being made. And Danielle is asking, would this work for paginated data? It really, it just comes down to seeing what data is being requested on the next page. Because if you open up the network tab and you see that when you click next, a network request goes out to get that next page of results and then adds it, you can capture that network request and then now you know what to make the request against. If you're using something like Puppeteer, you could programmatically click the next button, wait for the page to load, and then scrape it. So it's doable. Yeah. Sergey is asking, what technologies am I looking forward to learn? I'm about to start using, what is it called? It's a NoSQL database from AWS, from Amazon. Is it Cassandra DB? Not DynamoDB. Is it from AWS? I think it's Cassandra. So I'm looking forward to using this database. I've never used it before, but a project that I'm on at work wants us to use a Cassandra database. Yeah, it's Cassandra, because I think this is the library that I'm going to use. So it's like a NoSQL database, but it actually supports a syntax that's somewhat similar to SQL. So this will be interesting to dive into. Yeah. Okay, let's click some more links. On r/webdev. I think it would be interesting to scrape eBay on stream. I don't know. I think they have a lot of protections against it because they are a much larger company. If we don't find anything to implement, maybe I try to scrape multiple pages of eBay results. That would be fun. When I grow up, I want to be a web designer. What is this? My mom found this while getting ready to move. I wrote it in middle school when I was learning HTML and thought it was the coolest thing ever. Let's check it out. What I want to do for a career is be a website designer. I think that this is quite fun as you sit at a computer typing and clicking. You get to create almost anything you want, and all you need to know is HTML or hypertext markup language. It lets you do, as I said above, almost anything you want it to do. See below. So we've got an HTML page, a title, demo, a body with some inline property attributes that aren't really used anymore, like background color. This is my demo of a website. It's quite simple. See, that's all there is to it. That's great. It's actually got quite a few upvotes. Let's look at the comments. This is great. So did you ever end up becoming a web designer? Yep, I've been working in it for over a year now, or starting a new job at the end of the month. That's awesome. Looks better than my code. Upvote. Your title tag is outside of your header. I hope she failed you. Let's see. There's the title. Oh, yeah, because the head is closed right here. And the yep. That's a mistake. Cool, that's funny. Simjohn is asking, am I going to make some tutorials on Docker and containers in general? I wanted to do a pairing stream. It's going to happen at some point. It hasn't been planned, but I have a friend who works as a DevOps engineer and does like Docker containers and Kubernetes stuff all day long, and I want to pair with her and she can teach me about it. I would eventually like to do it. I do work with Docker containers at work and just like spin up a container every now and then. Yeah. Handika is asking, in your opinion, Socket.io versus Feathers.js. I would say they're two totally separate things. So Feathers.js is a framework that uses lots of libraries under the hood, and it's built on top of Express, but it actually allows you to use Socket.io inside of Feathers. Socket.io is just a separate library built for communicating with WebSockets. So I wouldn't really compare them because you can use Socket.io inside of Feathers.js. If you look at Feathers.js, they have other transports for real-time communication. I think Socket.io is one of them. Let's look at the API. Primus is the other one. So Primus is another library for dealing with WebSockets in real-time communication, but you actually use Socket.io inside of Feathers. Now, if you're asking would I prefer to write it from scratch with Socket.io or use something like Feathers with Socket.io built in, I think it would vary depending on the project. A lot of times, if it's like a small, simple app with just a few socket events, I might just use the Socket.io library. But the cool thing about Feathers is it basically builds a REST API and also allows you to have real-time communication with it. So for like bigger projects, I might use something like Feathers. Hope that answers your question. Yeah, so Jamie just mentioned in the chat, and somebody mentioned this a while back, wouldn't it be cool if you made videos about talking through the source code of some open source projects? Would be good to learn how bigger projects are structured and designed. Yeah, I think I haven't really been using it, but I have a repo on the Coding Garden organization called Landscaping where people can suggest ideas for streams. And I think this is something that we talked about a while back. I don't know if it's an issue in here, but we did have a Trello board of like stream ideas. And really just like learning how to read source code, how to go into big projects and figure out where things are. That's definitely something I want to do. If it's not on here, feel free to suggest it. This hasn't really been used in a while, but yeah. Cool. Yeah, people are telling me to scrape eBay. Danielle says, scrape it so well that you get a cease and desist order. So Coderbook is linking to something on r/webdev. Maybe I'll click it. Saya is asking React or Vue for beginner. I think Vue is going to be a lot easier to pick up and get going with. But React does require you to know a lot more about JavaScript and how JavaScript works. But if you're a total beginner, if you want to just get something going, I would go with Vue. Cool. Let's click like 2 more links. I created an open source admin template with Bootstrap 4 as a starting point for dashboardy web apps. It's a small project, but I'm hoping to expand it based on developer feedback. There are quite a few of these like dashboards out there that you can use. They're basically like starter kits that use something like Bootstrap for a dashboard app, and then you would get this and then just go in and start modifying it. So that's cool. It's using the grid. It has pages. It would be fun to just like build something like this, because this actually wouldn't be too hard to build just using Bootstrap. You have like your sidebar, your nav bar, you have some cards. Maybe this incorporates like a charting library of sorts. That's pretty cool. Let's look at the comments. Yeah, there's a GitHub too. Looks neat. Well done. It looks clean and simple. Clear and simple and looks good. Nice job. Yeah, I like it. I made an interactive chat for tricking friends and family into thinking they're talking to an AI. That's funny. Let's check it out. It's a video. Let's look at the comments. I built this app over the past few weeks while learning React. I had the silly idea of using the web speech API. Let's take a quick stretch. So they're using the web speech API to make an interactive chat to prank not so tech savvy friends and family into thinking they're talking to an advanced AI. What does it do though? Can we use it? I really don't know what's happening. How do we use it? Oh, close this. Show the video again. Okay. I think here's how it works. Like, you give this link to someone. I'm gonna give it to you all. I don't know if multiple people can click it. So you give that link to someone, and they go to it, and then I think you can see on your page what happens when they go to it. And like you can react so they think that they're actually talking to something. Target is not connected. Somebody's gonna connect soon. Click the link. Click the link. I guess if you're watching the stream, you can see me doing this, but hopefully we're interacting with some random person that clicked that link. What is the meaning of life? Bits and boops. Wink. Are you intelligent? Oh, this is the type of GIFs. Is 3D in web good performance possible? No need for typing, just talking about it straight into the microphone. What's your favorite programming language? Well, it's not exactly a chat room. The idea is you would give this link to some unsuspecting person, not like 60 people, because there are 60 people watching, and I sent this link out. Any one of you could have clicked it. The idea is that one person clicks on it, and they actually think that they're talking to an AI. They don't know that someone else is on the other end. Okay, I think I'm done with this. But it's pretty cool. I like the idea. All right. Let's look at this one, and then, well, I forgot to link it. Let me link it. Nope. Okay. This seems interesting. A GitHub user is taking over dozens of domains they don't own via GitHub pages. A user named HackerLife took over 65 domains today by exploiting a security flaw in the custom domain configuration in GitHub pages. Earlier today, my GitHub Pro subscription expired. I let it expire because a month ago, in the time between my sites getting deleted and my discovery, a GitHub user by the name of HackerLife created a repository there. I named after one of my affected domain names, and they configured it as the custom domain for that repo. So I went to my website and suddenly faced by pwned. That's very interesting. So they probably have some sort of bot watching for when things expire and then snatching up those GitHub repos, which then allows them to like set the CNAME file to be for some other domain or some other repo that got deleted, and now it links to their site instead. They're not technically getting hacked. They just are like squatting on a GitHub repo name and have a CNAME file. Yeah, GitHub doesn't require proof of ownership in order to set a custom domain. I think as long as your DNS is pointed to GitHub pages, it'll just let that domain work. So if you delete a repo that had a custom domain on it, someone else could create a GitHub pages repo, add a CNAME file, and now your domain will point at their repo. That's pretty messed up. Report them. Yeah, they should probably be reported, but interesting news. Let's look at the comments, Reddit comments. Luckily, it looks like GitHub has already started to revert this issue. First two results are below. Yeah, so they're fixing it. PJ Joe, what's up? It's been a while. I'm drinking some coffee. That's great. Bob's Paradox says, I only drink G Fuel. That's like a gamer thing? Is it a meme at this point? G Fuel energy drink formula. Is it a meme? Does it actually exist? Do people actually drink this? Does it have caffeine in it? There's PewDiePie. Okay. It's great. Lai is asking, did you see this hack about using NPM? Let me check it out. Bob's Paradox actually drinks G Fuel. Sorry, did not mean to offend. It just looks very interesting to me. Yeah, I'll talk about this, the NPM thing that Lai was mentioning, but it's actually from a while ago, because this article was like back from November. It's a pretty big deal, but what had happened was this library event stream that's on NPM is a dependency for so many different libraries on NPM. And I think someone got a hold of the publish keys, so they pushed a new version of event stream to GitHub, to NPM, that had code in it that would try to steal money from Bitcoin wallets. And so because event stream got updated, all of its other dependencies downloaded the updated dependency, and now people had Bitcoin wallet stealing code on their computer. I think it got fixed fairly quickly. A timeline can be found here. Yeah. GitHub user write-on control adds flatmatch stream as a dependency of the JavaScript package. Oh, okay, so here's what happened. Event stream, someone somehow made a pull request that added a vulnerable dependency to it. So they didn't actually modify event stream, they just had some pull request and added a vulnerable dependency. Then when that got merged, anyone that had event stream now got the vulnerable dependency. Yeah. But yeah, that happened a while back. It's a big deal. People shouldn't be able to do that. And somebody had made an article about it, just talking about how easy it would be to make a pull request to a repo, an open source repo, and say, hey, I fixed some things, and like actually do some real work. But hidden in that work is like some malicious code or some external malicious dependency that got added. And the reviewer might not see that. They merge it in, and now everyone dependent on that open source library has been hacked or is now vulnerable to that thing. It's real. Subscribe to PewDiePie. You can if you want. I think he has like millions. How many millions? You should subscribe to me. How many subscribers do I have? I have 9,700 subscribers. If you're going to subscribe to someone, subscribe to me. Let's look at PewDiePie. PewDiePie. 84 million subscribers. He has plenty. Why would you subscribe to him? He has plenty of subscribers. Bob's Paradox, my life is a meme. I think it's a good thing, if that's what you strive for. Satya is asking my opinion about P5.js. I think it's really cool. I think it's a great way to learn coding, because humans are very visual creatures. So if you've never coded before, but you use something like P5.js, it's pretty exciting to say, like, draw a circle. There's more than just circles. But like actually writing very simple code that can produce visual results, I think is very cool. I don't use it that much, and I think that the funny thing is, like, if I wanted to get someone into coding, I would probably teach them like how to make a form and like send data to a server, but that's not that interesting. So if they're really not into coding and don't really want to learn, it's probably not the best way to get into it. But I think this is a great way to teach people and a great way to like just get interested in programming in general. Yeah. Oh, Pijo in the chat was mentioning their company got hit by that hack because some person gave repo permissions to probably some like internal repo to some stranger who then like added it. Yeah, that's a real thing. Jeremiah LaForge, smash that subscribe button, y'all. Ambition says you need to get that YouTube algorithm backing you up, CJ. That's true. I should like stream some Fortnite. Maybe I'll make like a PewDiePie related website. What can I give me some ideas? How can I make the YouTube algorithm put me in trending? I've watched some of PewDiePie's videos. Like, what does I know he plays games, but he also has like all of this like clickbaity stuff that has like 8 million views. We broke another world record. Don't laugh challenge. I don't know. Dirk Carall is asking, what about 3D good performance on the web? It's possible. It's very possible. There's a library called 3.js, and it is a wrapper on top of WebGL. So modern browsers support this thing called WebGL, which is basically a web implementation of OpenGL, which is a graphics language. So you can write high-performant native graphics code that actually runs inside of the browser. 3JS makes it really easy because it's a wrapper on top of WebGL, which is like a very weird language. I don't know if anybody would actually write it from scratch. You might, but something like 3JS is built on top of it and has cool things like a cloth animation. Look at that. You can do that in the browser. Clipping? Camera array? Parametric geometries? And this is running native in the browser at 60 frames a second. They showed a demo a while back where they actually compiled a, I think it was like an Unreal Engine game into WebAssembly and WebGL, and they had like a fully native game running inside of the browser. It's possible. People do it. Raycasting. Wow. Shaders. Whoa, it's lava. It's the ocean. Can change the inclination, distortion scale of the water, size, alpha, yeah. Yeah. And people are calling out people in the chat. If you're not subbed, just like, it doesn't hurt. Just hit the subscribe button. I don't know if I've ever asked anyone to click the subscribe button, but I'm asking you now. Click that subscribe button. Let's try to get to 10,000. 10,000 subs. Actually, I made a real-time sub count a while back. CGRT sub count.now.sh, is that a thing? No, let's find it, because I made an app a while back when I was close to, I think, like 2,000 subscribers. Yeah. Live on stream, I made an app that shows the number of subscribers on my channel in real time. I think the backend has to spin up right quick. When it got to 2,000, it rained emojis, but now it's just been raining emojis since then. We'll leave that up. But we could have a subscriber drive. I could just sit here, watch the number go up, and I won't get off stream until we get to 10,000. How about that? Who wants to see that? I'm not going to do that. I got to eat lunch. Yeah, people are telling me, like, change the name of my stream. Eat some Tide Pods. Yeah, the title of the stream could be Top 10 Unbelievable JavaScript Discussions. See you, Julian. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I could create some clickbait titles. I think I've done, like, a couple of clickbait titles. Yeah, 101 ways to deploy a React website. That's pretty clickbaity. James Bishop is asking, how do I learn frameworks like React and Vue? Do you buy courses or do you just read the documentation? Typically, I just read the documentation and look at the examples. If you're just starting out, it helps to watch some sort of video course, but myself, even though I make videos, I actually don't watch that many learn to code videos. I've been doing it long enough that to me, it's more effective to read the documentation, look at examples, and try to do stuff that way. Let's see, did the site load? It might be having trouble communicating with the backend. Unexpected end of JSON input. Oh, you know what? Maybe the backend is down. I think my backend is down. $404. Hello world. Oh, you know what? I think the API key that I was using, I deactivated it because I had accidentally shared it. Oh well. They have other like real-time subcounters. Yeah, I think I'll do something special for my when I get to 10,000 subscribers. Where are we at? We're still at 9,708. YouTube real-time sub count. That was not right. That's right. Cool. You won't believe what I made this app do. We're talking about like clickbaity YouTube titles that I could use. Okay. Did I share this here? Yes, I did. You know, here's what we should do. I'm gonna create an issue on landscaping. Oh, not here. Yeah, this should be fine. Clickbait stream title suggestions. Oh, nope. Cool. So I just made this issue. If you want to suggest a clickbaity title to use maybe in one of my future streams, go to that issue, add a comment. We can get some clickbait titles going. I should do like a whole week of like 2 videos a day, super clickbaity titles. Maroof just asked, tell us something about Fabric.js. Well, let's look it up. I think I've heard of it. JavaScript Canvas library. Is this the one? Yeah, seems somewhat similar to something like P5.js. Maybe it's a little higher level. I don't know. What can it do? That's cool. It's a pug. SVG caching. Oh, sweet. So, like, if you don't cache it, it has to, like, re-render it a bunch. But if you cache it, then it has, like, super nice animations and frame rates. That's cool. Is this what you were talking about, Maroof? Sergi is asking, how do I manage my background images? I actually just have a folder of, like, 1,000 space related images, and then I just set it with Mac. I'll show real quick how I do that. Just a second. Yeah, so I have this folder on my machine that has thousands, maybe a couple hundred, of just like space images, NASA, rocket ships, and then I just pointed it at that folder and then told it to change every minute in a random order. I found those, there are various places to find these things, but r/wallpaper dump is a good one. People will post sets of like hundreds of wallpapers that you can grab from here. Typically, they're hosted on like Dropbox or Imager. You can download them all in one fell swoop and then like do something like that. Some of them are not safe for work. But if you search for like space, did I limit? Yeah, limit my search to wallpaper dump. You can see some other dumps that have happened. Satya is asking, what is the cache? Let's see if we can find some visual aid for the cache. In general, it's like a common concept used like all throughout computing. One way to think about it is basically saving information locally so that if it's ever requested again or needed again, you don't have to reach out to a server to get it. You have it locally and you have it instantly. So if you think about it just like on a website, you could cache your API requests in local storage in the browser if you know that that data is not going to be updating that often. So when someone goes to that page, the first page load will take a bit because it does have to go and get the data. But because it saves it, it caches it, on the next load, it doesn't have to go out and get it. It just has it there. Your browser is doing this constantly. So like as you're browsing the web, all of these images you see, the fonts, videos that you watch, all of that is saved to your browser cache. And if you ever go back to that website, it reads the data from the cache, so it doesn't have to download it again. And that's why websites load faster on the second load. So those are two totally different places that caching might happen, but that happens as well. There's also caching that happens like on the hardware level in your computer. Like if you're accessing a file often, your hard drive might move that file into the cache so that it can be accessed really, really quick. So that way it doesn't have to read it directly from disk. But it's basically a way of saving data so that you can use it later. Yeah. Sergi is asking, by the way, why aren't you using the new Reddit design? I'm just not used to it. Like I've been using Reddit. This specific account hasn't been open that long, but I have a Reddit account that I created like 9 years ago, and I just cannot get used to the new Reddit. Like, I think it makes sense if you're looking for just like content consumption, but I just like the older experience, like using the Reddit enhancement suite. I don't know. I know people that do like the new Reddit, but I don't like it. Okay. I've been talking a lot. I haven't really found anything to implement. Should I just try to scrape eBay? Bob is saying I should put a sub count in the corner of the stream. Like that. We'll just leave that there. Did we get any new clickbait suggestions? No one's commented. I thought there were quite a few good suggestions in the chat. You should click that link I added earlier and suggest some clickbait stream titles. Let's do a straw poll. gonna do a poll. Here it is. I lost a subscriber. It's okay. I gained a subscriber. So people were doing this when I was making the real-time subscriber count. They were just like subbing, unsubbing, subbing, unsubbing. And then YouTube like stopped the real-time update of the, or at least it seemed like it, because so many people were like subbing and unsubbing. They thought it was like bots or something like that. Yeah. James Bishop is asking, do I have any experience with remote development work? I do not. I currently at my job am allowed to work remotely periodically. So I do that, but I haven't really done like fully remote work. Im is asking, have I ever worked with Nuxt.js? I have not. This is a library for server-side rendering Vue applications. Have not worked with it. Thought about it. I think I did like one example site with it, but I haven't really worked with it that much. Hello, Level Empire. First time seeing me live. That's awesome. Welcome to the stream. I would totally be down to bleach my hair. So Danielle just said, just announced that if you get 10,000 subs today, you'll do something drastic like bleach your hair. I'll dye my hair green for Coding Garden. If I get 10,000 subs today, I will dye my hair green. I'm going to put it on Twitter. Twitter. I'll dye my hair green anyways, but actually I have like a corporate meeting on Friday with a client. I'd probably wait after Friday. After Friday, I would dye my hair green. Pijo is asking, you asked this earlier, sorry I missed it. Have I tried Parcel? I have. I think either on the last noob quest or the one before it, we used Parcel to build the front end. It's so easy. You just literally install it and it just knows what to do. It's great. And it supports like all the different CSS preprocessing languages by default. You don't really have to install anything extra. I like Parcel. I really do. All right, should I tweet this? I will dye my hair green. I kind of want to fix my sub count app. Go! All right, it's out there for the world to see, all my 440 followers. I mean, I have a feeling that my 440 followers actually are already subbed to me, so it'd be pretty hard to do that. I'm gonna put this on the YouTube community community tab as well. Community. Post. We have 11 votes for Scrape eBay, 8 votes for Do Something Else, and 2 votes for What Even Is This? Has everyone chimed in with the vote? I could do blue hair. I had blue hair for a while. Actually, I'm gonna find an image to show you really quick, because I used to have green hair. Don't even know how I'd find this. No, I don't know how I'd find it. Subbot script time. I've got 2 likes and a retweet. That's hilarious. I'm really not that desperate for subscribers. Like if you've been watching the channel, you know that like I don't just want a multitude of subscribers. We have a community here. Like we want to know the people in our community. The more people there are, the harder it's going to be to know and interact with the chat, but you know. Kimalesh just asked, it's not relevant to what you're streaming, but do you have any knowledge about workflow automation like BPMN? I actually have not heard of that. Workflow and decision automation platform. Wait, is that what it is? BPMN? I actually I don't have any knowledge of it or don't really know what it does. Dark Phoenix and Satya are asking, what should I learn if I want to be a good dev? You should learn the fundamentals. So like if you're new to coding and like new to JavaScript, a lot of newer coders want to just like jump directly into React or jump directly into Vue, and you're like missing what's actually happening behind the scenes. Now, it's okay to like just get something working, but if you really want to understand things, you should know how those things are like actually working. For that, like just learn the internals of the JavaScript language, like what is the prototype system, how does this work. You might want to learn a little bit about functional programming because that's built into JavaScript and it's a pretty common way of coding nowadays. So really just learning like how does the language actually work will help you be a better dev in like whatever you do, whether it's React, Vue, or anything else. I did I don't know how relevant it is, but I did a video where I built a tiny front-end framework from scratch. If you look at playlists and look at JavaScript, this video here, front-end face-off, vanilla.js, MVC, like I build from scratch using only JavaScript built into the browser, like somewhat of a templating system, data binding. I built a router inside of the browser, and really just show like how you can do all of these things with JavaScript. So it's not the best answer, but try to really understand stuff. I think the other thing is doing source code diving. Somebody mentioned it earlier, but if there's a library that you really like or something like that, and it's open source, open up the source code, see how they wrote those things. You're gonna have a ton of questions, but it'll give you a better idea of how like code is written in the real world. The guy that wrote jQuery, I think it's John Resig or something like that. There's Secrets of the JavaScript Ninja. It is a book. Actually, let me get you an affiliate link. This is an older book, but I think it's still relevant, especially like if you you want to get good at JavaScript. Doo-doo-doo-doo. If we look at the description, more than ever, the web is a universal platform for all types of applications, and JavaScript is the language of the web. If you're serious about web development, it's not enough to be a decent JavaScript coder. You need to be a ninja. So John Resig is the creator of jQuery, and he wrote this book. I think there's also a book called like Annotated jQuery. Maybe it's an online thing. It might not be a book, but someone actually went through the source code of jQuery and annotated it and like talked about like, this is why they're doing this, or this is how this works. That's something you might do yourself if you really want to get to know that stuff. Oh yeah, and Durgarol is asking, you don't know JS, is it a good book? Yes, and I would suggest it for becoming a better JavaScript developer. You don't know JS. The reason I like this book is because, what's his name? Kyle, what's his last name? He goes by Getify. Kyle Simpson. He wrote this book series. It's open source. You can buy printed versions, but you can also just read it on GitHub. And he goes into the details of how JavaScript work, and like doesn't skip anything. He's not really too opinionated. He's more of the opinion that you should know how these things actually work, and almost like why they were added before forming opinions about them. So definitely check out this book series. It's free. You can check it out. Oh, what math? Did they say what math to learn? I just went on a tangent if they asked like a totally different question. I see. What math? For like basic coding, just algebra. Like you should know the basics of like order of operations and like solving simple equations. You can have an entire career in development by only knowing those things, like high school level math. If you're doing more of like graphics work, then you probably want to learn some more of the detailed math stuffs. I actually got a minor in mathematics in college, but in my day-to-day coding job, I don't really use math that much. So that's my answer to the math question. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, what are we looking like on the votes here? We have 15 for scrape and 14 for do something else. I think I'm just going to do something else, mainly because there is no news about eBay, right? Like, actually, let's do this. I'll set a 10-minute, how long have I been streaming? Hour and a half. I'm going to set a 7-minute timer to scrape the results of an eBay webpage. Just give me 1 second. Let me make sure like I'm not logged in or anything. I am logged in. My eBay. Here we go. Now, it's like saving my user information. I don't want it to do that. I can't like totally log out. I guess I can. Oh, here, I'll clear the cookies in the browser. There we go. Okay. 7-minute timer. I'm going to scrape the search results of eBay. Or should I do 10 minutes? But then I'm going to do something else too. I want to do something else. 7 minutes. We got 7 minutes. Okay. I've been wanting to buy a Nintendo Switch. So let's see. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open up the DevTools. I'm gonna look at the network and see what happens as I change the page. I'm gonna keep XHR clicked because this will show me any like JavaScript requests that happen. So like as I change the search parameters, let's say like buy it now. Okay, the whole page refreshed. So it wasn't actually an AJAX request that happened. Let's see. As I scroll, will it make another request? No, there's user acquisition. If I go to the second page of results, it's a full page refresh. Okay. If we look at the source code of directly calling this page, does it include the results? Because then we can just scrape it in the normal way. Search for like... Yeah, like it has the code in there. I think the main thing people are asking about is like, how do you then go to like the second page of results? So let's do this. Let's make a directory, scrape eBay. We're gonna go in there, we're going to init it. We're going to install Cheerio and fetch. Actually, I'm gonna install Axios instead of fetch. It requires less setup. Cool. We're gonna create an index file, and in our code here, we're going to make the request. So the URL we want to make the request against is this one. And if we look at it, we can probably see what page it is. So I don't know if I really see anything in there. Let's go to the second page of results and see what the URL changes to be. So if I go to page 2, yeah, so notice it adds and pagein equals 2 on the end. So as we're getting the different pages of results, we want to add that on the end. Let's just try to request it and see if we actually get anything back. So let's bring in Axios. And then let's create a function like get results. We'll make this an async function. So we can use like async await. And we will await axios.get that URL. We get back some result, and then we'll just log it. I think that Axios will automatically parse this as a text for us. We might have to do like result.body, but let's see. Let's run this code. Oh, I have to invoke the function. Ah, okay, so I think it is result.body. Nothing. Result.data.body? Nothing. It's really hard to see. I'm just going to do object.keys of the result, so see what properties are on it. Status text, request. I think it might just be data, result.data. Yeah, so that's our actual like HTML code. So this is the thing that we want to load into Cheerio. And so right here, I'll just do $ is Cheerio.load result.data. Let's destructure it. So we'll grab data off of here. And then now we need to pull out the results. So if we go back to the browser and we take a look at each item, it has a class called s-item. I think that's what we want. So if we did give me all of the things that have the s-item class. Yeah, s-item. And let's call this items. And let's just log items.length and see what we get back. 60. So there are 60 items on the page. It's a good sign. Okay, so we're going to grab each one. We're going to go in, and we need first, let's grab the image. Let's take a quick stretch. I've only got a minute. I think what I want to do is I want to get the images and the titles and the price of everything. Okay, if we look at this. This thing has the class. Let's just copy the class name. Okay. So that's the image. So we have all the items. Let's iterate over them. I think I can do like each. Yeah. And this is going to give us each item. So we get a function with the index and the element. Well, this is going to be like item. And then we need to wrap it in jQuery or in Cheerio so that we can actually request or like reach into it and grab things out of it. So let's say like image URL is going to be $item.find that class, and we're going to grab the src attribute, and we're just going to log image URL. So this should log all of the image URLs for all of the items. It does, but it doesn't because the source is a GIF. And I guess maybe it loads them dynamically. It gets more complicated because you can see there's like properties on here. I don't know. Let's just grab the first image inside of there and see what we get. Yeah, same thing. It's going to be a little bit trickier. I think they might actually have JavaScript that comes in and loads the image later. Time is up! Oh no. Let's at least grab the titles. I got a sub! Thank you. Thanks for the sub. No, don't go to it. Okay. This should at least be able to give us the title of each element. So, title is going to be $image.find the thing with this class, and we just want to grab the text trim any white space off of it, and we should be able to get the titles. Nope. $sign image is not defined. It's $sign item. Yeah, so we got all the titles. Let's create an array, push them into it. So like results is an array, and then we'll say results.push an object with a title. Afterwards, we can log results. Let's also just grab the link to the actual item itself. Oh no! S item link is the class that we want. So really, I'll do this. Item.find the thing with that class dot attribute href should give us the links. Yeah, they're big long links, but we got them. And let's grab the price, and then I'll be done with this. But maybe we'll grab the second page of results too. I don't know. I always say I'm gonna like stop, but then I don't stop. So that gives us the price. I got another sub! Let's look at it now. Okay, so we got title, price, link. I think that's good. Like, I kind of want to get the image though. Like, I really do want to grab the real image. So let's see if we can find it in here somewhere. Yeah, item image. My guess is that it's getting dynamically set by JavaScript somewhere. I don't know if there's some, yeah, onload. There might be like some data attributes that dynamically set the image. Let's do this. If you look at the source of the page, where is that image listed anywhere? Ah, it's S-item image helper. Oh, no. S-item image dash image? It could be that there are other things that have that class. And I'm grabbing the source attribute? I am. Yeah, so that seems to be the right class, but you'll see that when I get it, it's just like, I think it's like a blank GIF URL. Like, image is this. It's blank. I don't know. I think I'm done with that. I said I wasn't going to do it, and then I did it anyways. But I think the thing to note about this is like, okay, this is page 1 of results, right? If we want to get page 2, all we need to do is add this onto the end of the URL, and that will get the next page of results. So if we wanted to get all the results, we could just keep doing this function over and over again. Let's do this. We're going to add this on the end, and then we'll pass in the page number. So get results with page number. And then we're just going to throw page number on the end here. And after this finishes, it'll just call it again. Let's do this. Pass in the page number and the results that we want to put them into. And right here we'll say if items.length is equal to 60. That means that this page was full of results, so we want to request the next page of results. So we could do call get results again with page num plus 1 and the results array, so that'll keep pushing them into there. So we're doing just like a recursive function. And else we will call finish with all of the results. Cool. And I can default results to an empty array. So the first time this is called, the array is empty. Then it just keeps passing that array to itself. And finally, it'll call finished with all of the results. So we're going to start it off getting page 1. And then function finished is going to give us all the results. And let's here just log page num plus 1 results. We'll do that here. All right. Go. So hopefully eBay doesn't rate limit us. I think maybe they did. Let's see how many pages there were. There were more than 5 pages of results. It could have just been that they like rate limited us, but ultimately we got 290 results because we scraped the first 5 pages. You could go in there and like set a timeout of like 2 seconds or something so it doesn't immediately scrape the next page and eBay doesn't think that you're scraping. Yeah. Oh, I guess that's a good point. To actually grab the image, do they all have a similar URL with like an item ID in it? Let's see. Yeah, I think it's like item ID slash SL255. But this is the ID. Maybe we can grab that from somewhere. Like if we look at this, same URL, huh? Just different ID. Yeah. So if we could figure out what is the ID for this given item, we could generate the image URL. So we're looking for this. Yeah, it's in the item link. Let's see. So it actually does show up. Nope, don't go there. Well, yeah. It shows up in the resulting URL. We do a URL decoder. There's some hosted ones online where, like, if you throw this in with all the encoded parameters, it'll show you what it actually is. So we can see in the URL hash equals item something :G and then the actual ID. So we could take the link, parse it, and grab out the ID to get the image URL. Yeah. I haven't looked at the chat since I started doing this eBay thing. Let me catch up. Yeah. Hello, Gabe from Romania. Welcome. That's awesome. Takeshi from Kazakhstan. That's awesome. Yeah, we're talking about math. Danielle has added some clickbait titles that they think all like. Oh, wow, there's a ton of suggestions. Let's see. Hopefully, these are somewhat safe for work. Banana style web scraping with yellow click bite banana on thumbnail scarp. What? Learn React in 30 minutes. I could do that. Learn making something like a project. Hacking a database. Come watch me crack the code. That could work. The way you're typing could kill you. Doing it in the back end the right way. Scraping the dark web. We could scrape like dark themed websites or something. I don't know. 10 reasons your code sucks. Boob coding, boob guard. Just the word boob. I actually like some of these though, like 10 reasons your code sucks. I've looked at a lot of crappy code recently, and I have a lot of opinions on it, so I could do that. Did this poll ever get updated? Yeah, it ended up being a tie, but I did eBay anyways. I've been streaming for close to 2 hours. I think maybe we'll look on the discover JavaScript thing on GitHub and like find one library to use. Josh said they thought I was coding in a warehouse. Yeah, the image behind me changes. I'm using a blue screen. Cool. That was fun. I hope we learned a little bit. We could have done a little bit more about like parsing the URL. We didn't do that. It's just some basics. But apparently this is server rendered anyway, so it's possible to scrape. Cool. All right. This was shared earlier, the github.com/trending/JavaScript, and it's basically just like trending JavaScript repos. So let's check some out. We'll close this. Wait, what is this? Yeah, let's check out some trending libraries. Quickly browse the history of any GitHub file. Oh, cool. Yeah, I actually saw this. This is really, really sweet. So it's like a visual demonstration of things that have changed in Git history. So you see a timeline at the top. So this is the current way that the file looks. And you can go back in time and it like animates the text that have changed from a previous change. So like these are edits that these people made. Like, and so this would be going forward in time. This person made the updates. This person changed it to like imports. This person added some browserify stuff. So you can see like all the changes in real time that happen to a specific file. Let's take a quick stretch. Ooh. So I have a software update later. Cool. But yeah, let's look at one of the Coding Garden repos, and we can look at the history for it. That'll be sweet. Actually, Kata's list, I merged a pull request from Alka, I think this morning. So what do? We put git history, replace github.com with github.gethistory.xyz. Okay, so we go to a file like app.view, replace this with this. Let's see the history. Oh wow, I didn't know we made this many commits. So we can go all the way back in time. So this was the code as it was that I wrote on stream, and then Alka made some commits to change some things, like he updated the template, added more methods and functions, added comments so like beginners can understand what was happening in the code. That was a really cool animation. Watch that. So it goes from this to that. Boom, you see like all the comments come in. That's really cool. And things are changing that aren't in view. But this is a really cool app. Check that out. What else? Oh, this was funny. This client did not pay. Add opacity to the body tag and decrease it every day until their site completely fades away. So this is a little library you could add to your app, like if you have clients. And it basically just starts adding opacity to the page where it'll just like gradually fade away into nothing until they like pay you because they owed you. That's hilarious. Zero runtime CSS in JavaScript. Let's check it out. So you can do this this inline style thing. It's not technically inline styles, but you can create styles using template tags. This library transpiles it into actual CSS when the code gets generated. So at runtime, you're not like actually having CSS in your JavaScript code. That's interesting. Uppy, the next open source file uploader for web browsers. Let's check it out. Drop files. You can upload to various services. It's pretty cool. So we can see some examples. I don't think I want to build a file upload app. Like people that are watching would just go and like upload obscene images or huge images or something. I don't know. Not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust some of you. Cool. Mercury parser, extracting content from the chaos of the web. Now this might be related to like scraping or something like that. Let's see. The Mercury parser extracts the bits that humans care about from any URL that you give it. It includes article content, titles, authors, published dates, excerpts, lead images, and more. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so basically scrapes a web page and extracts all of the relevant information. So you get title, content, author, date published. Like if you give, for instance, if you gave it a Wikipedia article, and then you get an excerpt. It's pretty cool. What does their website look like? Yeah, I could see like the plugins for websites that like embed just a snapshot of a link that's shared. They probably use something like this. Like I've used something called Embedly in the past. It does a similar thing, but this is open source. It's pretty cool. Let's link to it. Sai is asking, is this the regular time you live stream? I'm going to try to stream around this time every Saturday. I did last week. I did this week. I'll try to do it next week too. Koa, minimal interactive command line prompts. What is this? Select your username. Set your password. It's cool. So you can make like a command line app and ask for user input. I've used other libraries for this. I forget what it's called. I think there's one that uses something called Yargs, but like Yargs might be a lower level parser for arguments. Interactive prompt. Inquirer, this is the one that I've used. So for building like command line apps, you can ask various questions that'll like pop up in the command line. So that's cool. Saya is asking, do I have a personal Twitter account other than the Coding Garden page? I think there's one out there, but I haven't logged in years. I pretty much just have the Coding Garden page. Let's see how popular. It has 13 hearts, 2 retweets. You're so sweet and likable. I wish you all the best. Keep climbing. Thank you, Dana. Your videos are awesome and very helpful. Wish you all the best. That's great. People are awesome. Go follow this man's. Thanks, Tracy Codes. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, Rabbitworks just said the Windows 95 something one is awesome. Let's check it out. Windows 95 in Electron runs on Mac OS. So they're emulating the entire Windows 95 operating system inside of an Electron app. This is great. Should this have been a native app? Absolutely. Does it work? Yes, quite well. Does it run Doom? Oh, that's great. Okay, I just want to run this. I want to run this. Let's go to my dev directory. Windows 95. I guess I could download a binary. I think I just want to build it myself, though. Contributing. Before you run this from source, you'll need the disk image. It's not part of the repository, but you can grab it using the Show Disk Image button from the package release. Okay, so if I go to releases... do I just get it in the source download? Because like I technically could just get the standalone installer. Maybe I'll just do that. Let's just do that. Okay. Just a second. Yeah, Satya is asking, is there anything like the Coding Garden community where people can join and message each other? Definitely check out our Discord. If you go to Discord, you go to coding.garden/Discord. Coding.garden/Discord. I think there's a link in the description too. But this will link to our Discord channel, Discord server. And yeah, there are over 700 people in there. We have help channels and share work channels and find a pair channels and stuff like that. So if you want to chat when it's not stream time, definitely check out Discord and you can catch up with all the peoples there. Yeah, thanks for sharing the link, Connor. Okay. I'm going to hide my screen for a second while I extract this thing. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, wow. It's actually just an app file. That's so crazy. Okay. Check it. Windows95.app. Open. It's probably going to say, like, unknown developer or something like that. It's trying. Open it anyways. Here we go. You can insert a floppy disk with the image format. Okay, start Windows 95. Wow. Hi, I'm Felix, the maker behind Windows 95. All right, let's play some Minesweeper. Let's get super difficult. We're going to expert mode. All right. No. Okay. We should definitely fire up MS Paint. Actually, can we go to the internet? Get connected. Automatic. Wait. Cancel. Netscape Navigator. Netscape Navigator version 2.0.1. Oh, it actually has sound effects too. Netscape was unable to create a network socket connection. There may be insufficient system resources. Okay, we can't get on the internet. Cool. We definitely have to fire up Paint. Wait, Funpack 3D? What's this? Actually, can I full screen this? There we go. Wait, what's happening? What's happening? The screen has gone black. I tried to launch like that, the 3D thing. Oh, here we go. It's a full-on game thingy. Okay, awesome. Oh, Pac-Man 3D? What? Disk idle, CPU speed. It's happening. We're gonna play 3D Pac-Man. I can't see it though. Come on. Come on, I can't see. Okay. Wait, come on, it's too small. It's running way too slow. Alright. Wait, how do I zoom in? Yeah, like... I can barely see. It's like frozen. Come on. Quit. Yes. Just go back to Windows. Exit. Okay. We were stuck. Pinch to zoom? I don't think that even existed yet. Have you ever watched the first like release of the iPhone video? I think it was at the Worldwide Developer Conference. Steve Jobs, he's showing the very first iPhone. He shows pinch to zoom. He goes, psh, and the audience gasps. Like, they had never seen that before. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. Can't see my mouse. There we go. All right. We at least got to do paint before we close this thing down. Yes, paint. Full screen. Nice. All right. Let's do some text. Actually, that's my break timer. Just a second. Windows 95 was a really, really, really good time. Yes, Windows 95 was a really good time. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. The Coding Garden logo with Microsoft Paint. All right, let's try it. I need a reference image. Here, I'm gonna get out of full screen mode. Yes, we're gonna do the Coding Garden. We'll do the JavaScript flower. Oh, there's a line tool. Check out the line tool. All right, we're gonna do black. We're gonna do a little bit thick. Okay. And you can. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. And then you do like 2 points. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, you draw it. And then you bend it. Okay, so that's like the left side. Oh, you get 3 bends. Okay, and then we'll do another one. No. Oh man, this is not working out. But this is like a leaf. This is the green leaf. Okay, and then we need the stem. Okay, one more little stem. we go. And then a little leaf off to the side. This is looking good. And then we're gonna have to create like this. Yeah, there you go. Like one of those. Okay. And then we gotta create like this dirt mound thing. I think we'll do that with just like an oval. Like that. Wait, can I move it? I can't move it. I gotta get it right the first time. All right, cool. Let's grab the eraser tool and we'll get rid of like some extra in there. Okay. We gotta fill it. We got the nice fill bucket. We'll go with just like the default brown. There we go. Looking good. And now we need some squares. I think I'm gonna have to draw these manually because they're like slightly rotated. Okay, but we have, oh no, not brown. We want to use black. And you know what? I'm running out of space. I need to move this whole thing down. Too far. Okay, good. All right, line tool. All right, let's make some JavaScript logos. We got that, 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 that. Sort of. That, that. That. Kind of. A little bit. We got like one more here. All right, this goes about right there, and then we have like another one coming out over here. Okay, like this. It's happening. All right, eraser tool, we're gonna get rid of this. Yeah. There we go. I erased a little bit too much. Let's try again. Okay. One of those. A little bit of that. Okay. Let's fill these with a nice yellow color. Boom. I think the center of the flower will be black. And we'll use... should we use like this green? I think that's a good green. Yeah. Nice. All right, we need some JavaScript text. Can you rotate text? I don't think you can. We'll stick with what we got. Wingdings? What does Marlette look like? Oh, it doesn't have the font installed. And also, what's happening? Where's my mouse? Can I zoom out? I think I can. Because the one thing I didn't... Oh, I'm already at 1. I need to go smaller, though. Whoa! It's too big. Okay, we'll go to 1. Do a black background. I think that's a good point. Let's do that. The only thing is, because of this window size, I'm not going to be able to export this in any way. Like, I could do a... like a screenshot, but I don't know. All right, black. Whoa. It's not bad. I guess you can, you can rotate 90 degrees. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just like manually draw the JavaScript logo. I can use brush. I can increase. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna draw like a sideways J and a sideways S. J S. That's not bad, if you ask me. J S. then now we got to go upside down. J S. I definitely need to make this my channel logo at least for like a day. Okay, if we actually, I think I can resize it, right? If let's hide the color box. Let's select the whole image. Did it select the bottom of the image though? It did. That's awesome. Okay. And if I do like shift, oh, it's gonna lose its aspect ratio. That's okay. It lost color. But I think that's fine. Now it all fits on one screen. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Put the black back. Alright, and then this just is yellow. Hopefully we don't have to like fill in between any lines. Sweet. Hide the color bar. Ta-da! I need to quit coding and go directly into MS Paint graphic design. You're right, I'll probably do that. Alright, let's take a screenshot. I think I wanna screenshot it. Wait, where's my mouse? Okay. Screenshot it like with the Windows Paint in it. Coding Garden. I think I'm gonna I think it's good. All right, this is enough Windows 95 for now. Did you hear that sound effect? Save changes? Well, of course. Coding Garden logo. Nice. Let's just browse around. What else is in here? README, clouds. Sim Tower for Windows? All right, we have to see what this is. Can't find it. Okay. All right, I'm done with this. That was fun. I think I'm going to call it there. I've been streaming for over 2 hours now. I wrote a little bit of code. I did the eBay scraping thing. Let me definitely link to this in the thingy. Cool. Yeah, I've gained 10 subs since I put that window up. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm done. Are there any other suggestions here? No? Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. That was super fun. I believe, actually, before I forget, there is going to be a back-end meeting for the Coding Garden community. I don't know if I missed it. Does it start right now? Yeah, I'll probably jump into the call. I do need to grab some lunch, but I am going to jump into the call. But if you're not familiar with the community app that we've been talking about that we're going to build, you can check out the organization and check out the wiki here to get an idea for what the project is all about. Basically, we're just a community of folks learning to code, and we're going to build an app together about the Coding Garden. But the back-end team is about to meet to talk about some things that we need to talk about. So we're going to do that. It's not going to be streamed, but if you're in the Discord, if you care about that kind of stuff, you can join there. I think that's all. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm not going to get to 10,000 subs today, but appreciate all the new subs. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll see you next time. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Here's this.